views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Angels and Answers Psychic Radio Show with clairvoyants Artie Hoffman and Siegell. Artie is renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and entertaining motivational speaker. Sky's given talent of inner guidance gives her the ability to interpret feelings and images impressed upon her by the spirit world. Call now for answers from your guardian angels and loved ones at 800-930-2819. And now here are your hosts, Artie and Sky.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You're with Artie and Sky Siegell. You're with Angels and Answers, and we are very blessed to have a wonderful guest all the way from Wyoming, Rhode Island. It's strange for me to say. Twister. Yeah, it's like two states in one. I'm having a really hard time with this. And just so you know, Wyoming is right next to Westerly, and Westerly is about an hour south of New Providence, correct?
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes. I mean, the state is so small that you could drive right through it and not know. Oh.
Yeah, in a blink. No. It's the smallest state, isn't it, Rhode Island? Or is it Delaware? Which is the smallest state?
Oh, no, it's definitely Rhode Island.
Oh. It's funny, as Dudley Moore would say from the movie Arthur, Rhode Island, it's so small they just had the place carpeted.
Exactly, yes.
That's funny. So tell us a little about yourself, Jasmine, and what you do.
Hello,
well, Jasmine. I'm 37. I have been into metaphysics since I was a teenager. I don't know, one day I just picked up a deck of cards and just kind of self-taught myself how to read tarot. And I've always been kind of interested in, the whole earth and the sky and the universe and the cosmos. And, I found myself at an early age looking up at the stars and wondering, how can people not be curious? What makes things tick? The wind, the oceans, everything. There's more science to it. And if people stopped and looked up once in a while, I think they'd have a little less stress in their life. So myself, I kind of carried that with me as I grew.
Yeah.
To notice the beauty. Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Sky and I always talk about the beauty and the gifts that God has given us on a regular basis that everyone else takes for granted. And one of them also, you're talking
Absolutely.
about you're talking about the wind and the sky and
even an anthill.
Everything, and when you look at all the water from around the world, like, all the oceans and the lakes, how it doesn't simply go over into the lands on a regular basis. It's only like when there's a storm, which is still devastating to us, but it's amazing. It's not a way of life dealing with storms. It just
everything has its place.
Everything has its place,
and
but
it knows how to stay there.
Yeah, and it just always stays at the crest of the sand, and it doesn't go. And you got billions and trillions of drops of water out there, and it's amazing. Like I said, like you said, of God's gifts and the galaxy, and it's never ending. His love for us is never ending. His supply for us is never ending.
Right, and we don't even know a fraction yet.
Yeah, we only know a very, very small percentage of what is presented to us. So, that was very Confucius of you, to have that epiphany at such an early stage. I wish I had that, I was a very personal person with people, but when it came to the big, ultra part of life, to acknowledge God on such a grand scale, I don't think I was mature enough to fully appreciate or to fully comprehend that like you did. So
I was always curious. I was always a curious kid.
And when did you start knowing that you were able to tap in to the spirit world?
Like on a regular basis, or when you started to really do it consistently?
You know, I've always considered myself a conduit to what people were supposed to know at that moment, and it was through the tarot. But I never fully understood until, you know, and this is going to sound cliche, but until my son was born, and I actually had to make a choice in my life, whether to, you know, be a hamster in the wheel or follow my dream. And, you know, being the hamster in the wheel wouldn't have allowed me to be as grounded as I am now. It was all within probably the last couple of years. I've always said things and they happen, like a clairsentience or a clairvoyance. I've always said things, they happen right after that. Or I've, you know, seen a sense of deja vu and then it happens. And I never really understood why it was happening or how I was able to, or, you know, I just kind of chalked it up to, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. But now I actually understand.
Can you share with our audience what you understand? Because we take it for granted, but they really don't have any clue.
Yeah.
What was it that you did finally understand?
I understood that there was abilities that I wasn't tapping into fully, that I was just chalking up to as, oh, this just happened.
Coincidence, right?
So now I can actually pull on it when I'm focused in that state of consciousness. You know, I sit down with someone now where, you know, they're holding the tarot cards and I just hear things. I hear things and they're repetitive. And it's because I've focused my energy on calling those things in. Where before I just said, oh, mix the cards and we'll see what they have to say. But now it's a totally different ritual for me, I would guess to say. You know, it's a different ritual. So, you know, I would say I had someone in my life that kind of gave me some advice and some coaching. And ever since, I mean, this was probably maybe a year or two ago, and it has changed my whole perspective on intuitive abilities.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know because there are a lot of people out there that do feel that way. They don't understand why they're getting messages or they just know things and they chalk it up to, oh, I must be crazy. And they don't want to share that with others. But when they hear your story or our stories, they see that they're not so different, and it makes them open up to their potential. And I do believe that no matter what stage in life you realize this, I believe that you were born to do it.
What I find
Absolutely.
What I find to be really cool is that, you know, people with our gift, that, you know, most people could only experience the moment. They could only experience what they know within the moment and what's going on in the now. When you're a gifted psychic like yourself or like Sky and I, you know, we're able to see more than what the eye can see. You're able to feel. You're able to see where 2 and 2 is equaling up, where it's leading to. And it's not just logic. It's also giving answers and advice to people like before anything ever happens at all. You know, before anything like adds up so that, you know, X, Y, and Z is going to happen. It's like, but the situation isn't even lined up yet, but yet you're saying like, oh yeah, no, you're going to be changing your job and you're going to be doing this and you're going to be getting pregnant and all this. And it's like, you know, I'm not even pregnant. I'm not even dating anybody. I'm not even this and that. And it's like, well, you will be. And then, oh, and then you're going to be finding some money and then you're going to be doing this. You're going to be, you know, so to be able to share this information, you know, to have that connection to the spiritual world, because that's where all the answers are. The answers are within the spiritual world. It's very easy because everything is happening at the exact same time. The past, present, and future is already happening at the exact same time. So people like us, we're able to tap into the spiritual world, and then the spiritual world gives us the information for that person to be able to make healthy decisions.
Right.
And you know something, Art? I didn't even know what was happening when I was, late teens. I just picked up the cards and started telling people what they were saying. When I was one of the first women or teenagers that I read was a couple of my girlfriends. And I told her she was pregnant. And 2 days later, she took a test and called me. And I mean, that's how it started. I didn't even realize what I was doing. And I think the reason why it came to me so easily was because I was innocent to it.
Right.
I had no expectations.
Right.
Well, I always said, thank God, I was, there goes one of the massives, so we apologize for that. But one of Sky's massives.
Yeah, Weezer's feeling a little sad because his bro is in the hospital and he's been looking around for him all day and he can't find him, and he was sitting in his brother's cage, and so we have to go for a break, folks. So we'll be right back after this word.
Tune in to the Angels and Answers Psychic Radio Show with clairvoyants Artie Hoffman and Sky Siegell every Thursday for a 2-hour show, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio. Artie and Sky deliver spiritual and motivational messages with passion and a sense of humor. Call in 800-930-2819 for live and on-air readings. Visit artiehoffman.com and skyofangels.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Darter.
And I'm Steve Kramer.
Join us on Spirit Fire Radio. Discover how to add the mechanics of meditation to your day.
And watch yourself connect in a whole new way. Find the amazing moments in life's routines that often pass us by. Add to your awareness with Spirit Fire Radio.
Tune in each Wednesday at 9 a.m. for your weekly guide to practical mindfulness. And to learn more, visit www.spiritfireradio.com.
Sky Siegell co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days, because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You're with Artie and Sky Siegell. You're with Angels and Answers, and we have a special guest all the way from Wyoming, Rhode Island. Not Wyoming, but Wyoming, Rhode Island, which is right next to Westerly. And how Jasmine and I met, I happened to be going right to the hotel where she works out of. Excuse me, but I'm not talking lady of the evening.
No. No.
Oh, so when people say, so where do you work? I work at the Stagecoach Inn, baby. That's right, and I'm worth every penny. I'll tell you things you never knew happened. That was even possible.
That's true.
You want to see stars? You'll see stars. So anyway, all right, so tell us about, so let everybody in Rhode Island, everybody else around the world know about your place in Rhode Island. Like, talk about that as far as how you got set up and where you're at and how people could get a hold of you.
And you know something, Jasmine, just listening to your voice, I feel as though there's a change coming for you.
In what way?
In a matter of where she's working. I feel that there's going to be a change.
So a change as far as
maybe expanding or getting another place and keeping that. Like, that's not going to be.
Well, I am looking at the concurrent space next to me to open for workshops and classes and things like that. I'm just waiting for the financial, flood of financial help to open that. Yeah.
It's coming because I do see you having two places.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so
my shop.
What's the name of your
shop? It's called the Blue Fairy, and
it's called what?
It was my email for the longest time. And when I was searching for a name for my metaphysical shop, I was thinking of all these different creative things, and I got advice saying, why don't you just use your email? It's intriguing and it brings people curious to what's inside. And I said, you know what, that's a great idea. So that's how the Blue Fairy came to be. My shop is inside the Stagecoach House Inn, which is a historical building over 200 years old that was once used as a stopover for stagecoach riders, and there was a saloon attached to it. So it has a lot of history in that building. I chose that space when I was looking in there because it was just so energetic. I could feel how the energy was flowing in there, and it was so positive, and I just knew this is where I need to be. I have wanted to open a store for over 10 years. But like I said, life gives you, oranges and apples, and you kind of just juggle them, and you go and you try to sustain yourself with a modern day job. So that's what I did. But then once I had an opportunity to actually open my dream, I was funded by family, my mother, who is an amazing woman and is my CFO, and she helped me accomplish my dream. Inside my shop, I have healing stones. I have chakra stones. I have all kinds of different aromatherapy. I have jewelry. I have salt lamps for Himalayan salt, which is known as a really, really positive healing product and helps with breathing. It helps with sleeping. It helps, it's just an amazing mineral. And if a lot of people haven't looked that up, it's something they should know about because it can help people, demeanors and breathing issues as well. They're natural dehumidifiers because salt absorbs water. They're natural air purifiers because they emit negative ions which cancel out the positive ions and therefore purify the air, or help anyway. I have tapestries. I have women's clothing. I have a T-shirt that says "Keep calm and ride a broom." Who doesn't find that funny? Yeah, I have all kinds of really unique gifts, things you can't find in your local Walmart.
That's really cool. I mean, it's called the Blue Fairy, and it's at the Stagecoach Inn in Wyoming, Rhode Island. And go visit Jasmine and get a reading. You won't be disappointed. I instantly took to her the moment I met her, and she really is. She's very talented and very easygoing. She's not intimidating at all. Very warm and friendly, loving person. So you won't be disappointed. So it would be worth your while if you went to the Stagecoach to visit her at the Blue Fairy.
Artie, I actually have a website that people can actually go on to, and they can see photos of the store, all the product that is laid out. They can see upcoming events, workshops, guided meditations. They can even see testimonials from other people that have enjoyed their time at the shop. You know, it's a great tool. I think everybody who's a business owner should have a website, because in this modern day and age, people are always on the internet. So you can find my name, number, location, and email me anytime if anybody had any questions.
That's really cool. And do you do phone readings also?
I have done phone readings in the past. I mean, I would do one if the time was right and it felt good.
Okay, well, that's cool. So let me ask you this. So if somebody wants to get a private reading from you, whether, you know, to come in person or over the phone, what is your phone number?
The phone number at the store is 401-680-3973.
All right, repeat that one more time.
401-680-3973.
Very cool.
Very cool.
I got to tell you, I just fell in love with the place at the Stagecoach when I got there, and you know, and then seeing your store and meeting you, that was just an extra bonus. And the energy in that place is phenomenal, and the people are phenomenal, and the rooms there are phenomenal. The view is breathtaking, and it's funny because you pull over, you're on this busy road. And then all of a sudden you get off this busy road and there's this nice, you know, quaint little cottage hotel.
Yeah.
But then once you go inside and you go to the back, it's like, oh my God, it's a whole nother oasis. You know,
really?
It's almost like, you know, you go into a tent and all of a sudden there's a palace inside the tent.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that kind of an effect. It's so cool.
Well, when I go to Wyoming, Rhode Island, I'm going to definitely have to stop in and meet you, Jasmine.
We'd love to have you, Sky.
All right, Jazz. So what allowed you to be able to pick out this specific space? Like, how did you even find this space at this hotel?
Well,
this amazing
it's
hotel?
funny because I had a space that I had my heart dead set on, and it was actually, it didn't work out. It was kind of taken right from underneath me, and I was really, really upset. I was kind of devastated because I had everything in my mind's eye of where I wanted it to be. And then my aunt was driving by the Stagecoach and saw a sign that said space for rent. And she said, Jazz, have you looked in there? And I said, I've never even been in that building. And you know what? Just out of curiosity, one day I was driving by with my son, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go in there. And I walked in, and Bill and Deb were at the front desk. And I instantly was in love with them. They are the best people in the whole world that I've met. Caring, loving, and they just work with you. And they showed me the space immediately. And as soon as I walked in there, I saw the old original floors and the beams and just the space itself was just perfect. It had a great counter space with all shelving in the back, like box shelving. It was just beautiful. And I said, this is where I belong. This is where my shop is going to be. And it just went from there. I mean, they were very receptive to the type of business that I wanted to open, and we got along perfectly. So it was meant to be.
Yes. You know, you do feel it. You know, we're intuitive. You know when it's the right spot. And I feel like that you are going to expand. I have no doubt about it. I picked that up right away from you. And you will be a success in your endeavors on expanding your knowledge to the public. And that is so important that we all do that. And we all share what we know because we were blessed with God's gift. So it's so important to spread that around. So people that are not quite opened up yet or do have that intent to open, they will feel more comfortable knowing that there's so many more people out there feeling and seeing and doing what they are. So it is a blessing.
Yeah, Sky, I've had a lot of people come into my shop and say, I'm so glad you're here. Because there are so many spiritual people who follow earth-based practices that are frightened to actually be who they truly are, that they keep in the closet. And they come in my shop and they see, the pentacles. They see, the triple goddess signs. And they're like, oh, my God, I'm so glad you're here. And that's the best feeling ever because I don't hide who I am. Yes. And I'm allowing other people to stop hiding as well.
And that's so important. That's so important. You're allowing them to be who they are.
Like when you were finding your place, it's like when people go finding their home. When you walk into a home, there's an overall feeling of this comfort or this warmth. There are times where it's like, I don't get a good feeling, even when the place might look like, like it's super, super nice. But it's just that overall feeling like, do we belong? And sometimes you walk into like what looks like a hellhole. And but for some reason you say, you know what, if we could do this and we do that, and yet there's just an overall good feeling. If you follow your gut, you know that place is yours, just like you found your place. So, all right, everybody, stick around because Sky and I and our good friend Jazz, we're going to be right back right after this commercial break.
Tune in to the Angels and Answers Psychic Radio Show with clairvoyants Artie Hoffman and Sky Siegell every Thursday for a 2-hour show, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio. Artie and Sky deliver spiritual and motivational messages with passion and a sense of humor. Call in 800-930-2819 for live and on-air readings. Visit artiehoffman.com and skyofangels.com.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Are you and your family looking for one manageable lifestyle change that will positively impact your health? Look no further. That change begins inside your drinking glass. Learn how to put a lid on junk drinking by sipping from a recipe collection of colorful, fresh, tasty, wholesome fruit and vegetable blends. Get your copy now of Sip the Garden. Fun, easy drinks for a healthier family by T. Carey Mitchell. Visit lifestyle120.com for information on how to order.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
All right, welcome back, everybody, with Artie and Sky Siegell with Angels and Answers, and we have a wonderful psychic from Wyoming, Rhode Island, and her name is Jasmine, and she is at the Stagecoach Inn in Wyoming, Rhode Island. I have to say Wyoming, Rhode Island. It really is. I really have to think about it. Otherwise, people are going to be going to Wyoming, right? Trying to look for her.
In the town of Rhode Island.
Right. And it's right next door to Westerly, Rhode Island. So.
You know, Jazz, I have to ask you a question. I'm going through something right now with my dog, and I want to see if you could pick up on what's going on.
Well, you know, my first initial feeling is that, you know, he's not well. He's in pain. You know, and that's the thing that first came to me, and it's got to be his right leg. There's something to do with that right leg.
And this has to do with her dog Harley.
Yeah.
Her mastiff dog.
Yeah.
His right leg is
you're right on
hurt.
top. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's his right leg, and that's what it just keeps saying right leg, right leg, right leg. I don't know if it's the back leg or the front leg, but and I'm thinking it might be the back leg, because I'm going towards my leg, you know, and that for a dog would be their back leg, you know. So that's where I'm feeling his pain is coming from. I don't think it's like detrimental. I think it's something that can be healed or fixed. But yeah, he's not feeling too good, you know?
You're right. Well, they told me that he possibly could have cancer, and my spirits tell me they're nuts. And you have concurred with what I have felt. I don't think he has cancer, and I'm feeling that you don't think he has cancer, and I'm just going to stick with the spirit world and say to science, to science.
Yeah, because if it was something like that, it would have automatically came to me like a dark, just a bad situation, and it didn't.
You want to know something? I want to share a story that had, you know, you're mentioning something about darkness. I was, this is going back quite a few years ago, and I was getting a haircut by, you know, my wonderful beautician, Rachel. And, you know, and I know, and here I am in New Jersey, and she travels back and forth from Pennsylvania once a week, not only to do her haircuts, but to watch her mother, to bring her to the doctors or wherever she needs to be. And so while she was cutting my hair, and I'm looking in the mirror, and of course I'm seeing her reflection standing right behind me, I said to her, I said, Ray, I said, you need to go see the heart doctor. I said, because I'm seeing darkness around your chest. And she goes, really? She goes, I feel fine. And I said, no. I said, you need to go see a doctor. I said, I'm pretty sure on it. She says, well, maybe you're picking up on my mother, because, you know, she has heart problems, and she's always going for tests with her chest and her stomach. And I said, well, maybe, but you know what? When you go there, just get yourself checked out. And so what happened was she went, you know, of course, she brought her mother to the doctors, and she asked the doctor if he would please just check her chest. And so he did, and, you know, through his stethoscope and heard that something wasn't right. And so the next time I came in for a haircut, she gave me a great big hug, and she kissed me on the cheeks, and she says, Artie, you saved my life. And now, mind you, I didn't even remember the conversation. I only remember it because she told me after I went back. And I said, why? And I started laughing. I go, all right, so why did I save your life? You know, I thought I introduced her to somebody, or something fantastic happened, or a lottery. I don't know. And she goes, no, she goes, you told me about my chest. I said, oh, yeah, that's right. I did tell you that. And she said,
and it's great when you have those feelings and can help people.
Yes.
Yes. And the doctor said, Rachel, you need to go to the hospital now. You need to go on meds right now. She said, you have a blockage to your heart. Oh. And he said, you could literally go any second now. He says, you're a walking time bomb. You're lucky. He says, probably if you didn't see me, if we didn't take care of this within a week, he says, you would have been gone. She said, so he gave me certain meds. I went to the hospital. They did what they had to do. And thank God it was just a simple remedy for her to take care of something that could have been disastrous. So I felt, like I said, really, really blessed to be put in a position that the angels were able to share with me these beautiful thoughts, to be able to give somebody, these messages. God forbid if she didn't take heed to what I had to say. And a lot of times, and there's going to be a lot of times where people will ask us really big time questions about their health, about their love, about their job, about their kids, about whatever. And a lot of times when I give people information, I feel pretty confident in just about everything that I say. And I tell people that when I have to give them hard news, where if it's not pleasant news, and I tell people, I said, look, I'm not God. I said, but I just want you to know that these are my gut feelings. And most of the times I'm right. And so, please, just follow up and just, take precaution, or, don't stay in the relationship, or don't do this or don't do that, or you should do this or you should do that. And, but once I give the information, I disconnect. I don't follow up. I don't act like a father to anybody. And, and this is my disconnect. I give everybody my love, time, attention, energy in that moment while they're with me. But once they leave me for that session, it's like, all right, well, I gave it to them. Now, hopefully it's in God's hands now. And now hopefully their gut will help them do the right thing, whether it be emotionally or physically.
And 9 out of 10.
And it also helps. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sky.
No, I was just going to say 9 out of 10 of the people that we deal with and we do see and read, they do take our advice, and they do appreciate when you do go to a doctor and he says, this could have been a lot worse than it was. And I have done the same thing with many people. In fact, animals as well. I have predicted so many times where of the most kindest animal that was with a family for so many, many, many years was going to just go psycho and hurt an infant.
Really?
Yes. And lo and behold, they did not take my advice. And that dog almost tore off this little baby's leg. And I'm talking about, say, a 9-month-old infant.
Wow.
Yes. She was
terrible.
Saw the little boy, and the dog just flipped out and grabbed a hold of his leg, and he almost ripped his leg right off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And they came back to me, and they apologized to me for not having enough confidence in what I was saying to not take heed of what I was saying. And they said they would never do that again.
Well, you
know what really helps? You know what really helps is when I am doing readings and there's things that just come out of my mouth that are evidential, and I had an experience this past weekend. I was on a group vacation, and a friend of mine brought a friend of hers. And I had my tarot with me, and I said, let's go out onto the beach. I'll give you a reading. No problem. This is all fun. It's vacation. And so I gave her a reading, and, before she even gave me the cards back, I said to her, I'm hearing a doctor. You're procrastinating on doctor. And she, her eyes started welling up. She's like, I've been, putting off a doctor's appointment for my child. She's like, and this is something that I'm struggling with. And I'm like, well, it's something that you need to address, and, that right there set her up for her whole reading. She was, her eyes were fixated on everything I was saying because it just kind of went boom, boom, boom. And when I got to another point of her reading, now I'd met this woman once, maybe a couple years ago. And I said to her, here in your future, in 3 to 6 months, I would say this is going to happen really, really fast for you. I said, there's a female influence coming into your life. And this woman's probably middle-aged. And I looked at her, and I didn't see her having another baby. But I said to her, have you been thinking about adopting a child, a little girl or something? And she said to me, she started crying right there, right on the beach, started crying, bawling her eyes out. She said, my cousin just had a baby and was taken from her. And she had gotten a call 3 days before this vacation from, the workers, the state workers, wondering if she would take this child and adopt her. So it was confirmation that, what she wanted to do was the right thing. She was thinking about doing this, and here and lo and behold, these tarot cards and the oracles are telling her, this is part of your path.
That's right. That's so right.
There was a situation. What happened was a girl comes in for a reading with me, and she sat down and she said, "Artie, for the last 2 years, I thought about you every single day." And I was, of course, flattered, and I'm thinking,
of course,
he likes me.
Yeah, I said, "Oh, she likes me. She really likes me. They all like me." Me and Sally Fields. Yeah. So anyway, I was very flattered. She goes, "No, you don't understand." She goes, "My last reading I had, which was 2 years ago," she said, "as soon as I sat down in front of you, you told me that I need to change my ways really fast and really soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be slam dunked." And she said, "You told me that you were hearing a song, Highway to Hell." And I think that was by AC/DC, if I'm not mistaken. So I was hearing that song as soon as she sat down. Now I hear a lot of messages through songs. So when I heard Highway to Hell, and I said to her, I said, "If you don't change your ways real soon," I said, "I'm telling you, you're going to end up going to jail. You're going to get slam dunked. So, don't be stupid." She goes, "Well, Artie, unfortunately, I did not take your advice, and I did not change my ways, and I did end up having to go to jail for 2 years. And I so regret not listening to you." And she goes, and for every day for 2 years, I thought of you and say, "Why didn't I listen?" So again, there are people, because this is, our topic last week was the ego versus the soul. And so your ego wants what it wants, and your soul is screaming inside and say, "Yeah, but it's not right," or "You should do this," or "You should go after that." And your ego is screaming, "Yeah, but let's do this and let's do that." And, like I said, a lot of people are conditioned to be a certain way like their whole life. And it's hard to break that chain, especially when you have an addiction to someone or something, and It really does. It takes a strong will to really want to change that badly. And, but if you pay attention to your gut, you pay attention to your soul will always guide you in the right direction.
That is so true.
And it's a matter of, you gain your self-power and your self-respect when you let go of your obsessions in life. And we have to go for a commercial break right now. And so, listen, stick around, everybody, because we're going to hear another segment of Jazz and Artie and Sky. So stick around, because we're going to be right back right after this commercial break.
Get into it for 2016. Do you want more prosperity, clarity, energy, and balance in your life? Join Lynn Brown now through March for one of her amazing workshops, each focusing on a key part of living your best life. For more information and to register for one of these amazing workshops, visit lynnbrownevent.com. That's lynnbrownevent.com. And get into it this 2016 with Lynn Brown. Sky Siegell co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
Hi, this is Leslie Fontaine, and my show is Sheer Alchemy on TransformationTalkRadio.com. When we're bogged down with our emotions, the hardships that plague us in our relationships, at work, our finances, we literally can't see the higher plane where we could be operating from. Tune in to Leslie Fontaine, Sheer Alchemy on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Angels and Answers with Artie Hoffman and Sky Siegell. Thanks for coming back, folks. And tonight we have Jasmine, who is from Wyoming, Rhode Island, and she is a psychic. She's got a store, and she's been so enlightening and such a great guest. Jasmine, we're real happy to have you today, and we're really very excited about how you shared your gift with so many other people in Rhode Island, because it is a small area. And I'm sure, like we said, there's a lot of people who really wanted to come out of the closet, like we were talking about. And I think you've given them that opportunity, and I think that's amazing. And I know that your gift is going to improve because you've done so much for so many.
Well, I had a woman come into my shop who does past life regression, and she's a local school teacher. And she had said to me, I said, do you want to, come in the shop and do some readings and, and make some money? And she's like, well, I'm a school teacher, and people are very, they judge very easily. And I said, you know what? I said, you have to be confident and live your life just for who you are. And if people are closed-minded and, if they come into my shop, they're not going to be those kind of people that are going to judge you. If they see you here and say, oh, she teaches my, 12-year-old, she's a Looney Tune, they're not going to be the ones that are going to come into my shop.
That's true.
So, she said to me, Jazz, 6 months into it, she's like, I am so happy I'm here. You gave me the confidence to be who I am in my own community. Because she would travel 2 hours to go to a spiritualist church to do guided meditations, to meet with loved ones in spirit. And now she does them locally down the street and has had a great success. And she's so just wonderful. Ever so grateful.
Sure. And doesn't that make you feel like everything is worth it?
Yes. Yeah. And she has become a wonderful friend. And, when I first met her, I got the feeling like I wanted her to move in and just bake cookies for me all day.
Aww.
Like she's that kind of good, soft, awesome woman.
So let me. So what is this person's name, and what days of the week is she at your place?
Well, her name is Jean, and she is by appointment only because she is a very busy lady. She does soul program clearing, which is a soul reprogramming therapy where she clears blockages from past lives on a soul level that hinder people from moving forward in this life. And it's a healing process. And they're hour appointments, and it's $90 per appointment. So where she goes to spiritualist churches and she works a full-time job, she's by appointment only. So usually people call and inquire about her, and I just set them up with a appropriate time that works for the both of them.
Wow, that's wonderful.
That is wonderful.
Jazz, say the name of your place, your website, your phone number again.
It's the Blue Fairy, located Stagecoach House Inn in Wyoming, Rhode Island. The website is www.thebluefairy.com, and that's spelled with an EY. A lot of people spell it differently. I spell it differently. There's also a Facebook page. You can find me there. I'm always posting about the shop and things we have going on. You can reach me anytime by email at the Blue Fairy, at yahoo.com, or call me. My number is 401-680-3973.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
And Sky, if somebody wants a medium or a psychic reading from yourself.
Yes, if you'd like a reading from myself, my number is 908-500-1474. And Artie?
And Sky and I were based out of New Jersey, and Jasmine is based out of Rhode Island. And my website is artiehoffman.com. So if you want to see the face behind the voice, just go to artiehoffman.com. I promise you won't be disappointed. Not only do I have a good look for radio, but I'm not so bad in person either.
He's great for radio.
and it's ARTIEHOFFMAN.com, also known as Artie Hoffman, Jew with a clue.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So listen, folks, I think that Artie has forgotten one little thing. We are together going to be doing an event in Galloway, New Jersey on Thursday.
Yeah.
And
it's at the Galloway Healing Center.
The Galloway Healing Center. We're going to be doing readings there. So if you'd like to join us, please feel free. And we'll be there from 4:30 up until about
7 or 8 or something. I don't know. We're only there for like 2.5 hours. I think it might be I think we're supposed to be there at 4:30, and then we start at 5 and maybe go till 7:30 or something like that.
Whatever.
I don't know. Whatever. You figure between 4:30, 7:30.
You'll get some enlightenment.
That's right. If not, you'll have a few laughs.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Trust me, it'll be worth your while. It's really good. It's reasonable. It's a lot of fun. You'll get to meet like-minded people and a little insight on yourself.
Yeah, Sky and I, we also do group readings. So, if you want a girls' night out,
yes,
it would be fun.
Absolutely. That is also offered at the Blue Fairy. I do tarot home parties.
Cool.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Yeah, do a girls' night out, and I've done quite a few bachelorette parties. They've always been a crowd pleaser.
And also baby showers are a big deal now.
Yeah, I've done bridal showers, baby showers. But you know what? It's weird. I say, you want to hire us for a bridal shower? Don't marry the bum. I'm telling you. Or make sure you get your name on everything. I'm telling you, you don't want to walk away with nothing.
Absolutely. And make sure it's a big ring. No, we're not like that. Yes, we are. No, it should be fun Thursday night, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people. And like Artie said, we have both of us do have a web page now. And if you'd like to go to my web page, it's called Sky of Angels, and I have a lot of nice, interesting things up there and a lot of things you might like to see. And you might like to see the face of myself behind this amazing Brooklynese voice.
There you go. Yeah, she's American native who's from Brooklyn.
Right.
Where did you set up your TP out there? Flatbush Avenue?
Flatbush Avenue on the corner of Lexington and 3rd.
And they got the best pizza in town, let me tell you something.
Yes, they do. I lived on fried bread pizza.
That's amazing. Hey, Jazz. We want to thank you very much for coming on to our show. It was a great pleasure.
And it was my pleasure. It was a great time, guys. I really appreciate you inviting me on.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody else, go see Jazz at the Blue Fairy.
Blue Fairy,
at the Stagecoach in Wyoming, Rhode Island. And from my mouth to God's ears, and from my mouth to God's ears, may God bless all of you with lots of love, health, happiness, and prosperity. And always ask the Holy Spirit and the angels to assist you, to guide you, to love you, for not just yourself, but also for your friends and your loved ones.
And please remember one thing that I have forgotten a little bit. Always pray for your pets, because they are absolutely adored by God. And if you guys have it in your heart, say a prayer for Harley. He really needs it right now. And I'd be so appreciative. It would be ridiculous. So thank you, folks, and God bless you.
Jazz, thank you. All right, everyone. You take care, and
until next week,
ta-ta.
Bye.
You've been listening to Angels and Answers Psychic Radio Show with clairvoyants Artie Hoffman and Sky Siegell. Tune in every Thursday for this great 2-hour show at 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And remember to call in at 800-930-2819 to get answers from your guardian angels and loved ones. Artie and Sky have helped thousands of people with remarkable accuracy as they tune in, use their intuitive gifts and inner guidance, and communicate with people's angels and loved ones who have passed on. To schedule your session, call Artie at 877-ANGEL-02 and visit artiehoffman.com, and call Sky at 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com for personal or group readings. And tune in next week for this fabulous hit show.